Hey Randy, it's Mike. I wanted to make you a video, something that's gonna hopefully help you in your journey as we go on this journey now to get that feeling when you're in that situation that we spoke of, to get that down from a 7 to a 1 to a 0 even. I've put together a video for you. I'm going to introduce you to another Mike, and I came across Mike Pecor about 4 or 5 years ago, and he helped me to give up my addiction to smoking. So I've actually downloaded his video clip to merge it with this one. I don't normally do that, but it's a video specifically for you, so I'm going to merge it with this one. But just to make sure that I give Mike his props, I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel underneath this video. So basically Mike's talking about, well, just a little bit about Mike first of all. He's a martial artist. He's a deep guy, and he also practices Tai Chi. Now, the whole genre of martial arts, Eastern philosophy, is all about finding the deep spiritual truth of who and what we really are. And it's the Eastern philosophies that have really been responsible for me liberating myself from shy bladder and other insecurities. This whole practice of self-awareness, and the martial arts are very deep. It is really all about awareness. Awareness that we are the awareness. So we're not the thoughts and sensations, we're the awareness around the thoughts. And I know you've probably heard me say that, and some of the things that you're going to hear Mike say, you may have heard already. We don't know something until our behaviour changes. So sometimes we need to hear it said in a different way, and each time we hear it being said differently from a little bit of a different flavour, it chips away at the old beliefs that we have and helps to cement it, helps us to get to that state of realization, and it continues to, hearing things in a different way continues to inspire us on this journey. So yeah, so Mike's talking about embracing the sensations when it shows up, the anxiety, rather than trying to push it away, or, oh no, not this again, I shouldn't be feeling this way, I should have a handle on this by now. Rather than that, embrace it. It's counterintuitive, and it's like embracing a punch. So when someone goes to punch you, intuitively you would tense up, but this is an analogy. You embrace it in the same way that you might embrace a punch. So you open yourself up to it and you welcome it, and that's something you're going to hear Mike say. You welcome it in as a guest, and I think I've said that on a video before. It's like, oh, hi, it's you again. You're welcome. So even before you're going into the room, you are open to it showing up. You're not going into the room thinking, I hope it doesn't show up. I hope I don't get that anxiety. You go in there open, accepting, okay, you can show up, because when you show up, actually I want you to show up because I want to get practice at being the observer of you. It's that kind of relationship with it. what I'm saying right now will probably make more sense when you hear what Mike's saying. So now pay close attention to what he says. In particular, this part, what he says. So so the onset of panic and all of its symptoms is no longer a signal to run. So you're changing your relationship to it. So when it arises in the body, it's no longer a signal to think, oh no, and try to run away from it, try to get rid of it. Instead, it's a signal to go deeper into observing it. So it's a signal to go deeper into a relaxed state. So, and this is all about being centered and unperturbed. There's a part where Mike says something specifically. Now, when he says it, I'm going to put centered and unperturbed because that was something you spoke of, that state that you're aiming to get to. And I also want to add, Randy, that use this video. Okay, when I say use this video, what is happening here? You've brought me into your life. You're watching a video now with information that is pointing to an experience. It's pointing the way to bring you to the experience that you would prefer, to bring you to a place of being who you truly are. So use this as confirmation that your higher mind is working in sync with you, because it is bringing into your life synchronistically the information you need in order to bring you to that place of being your true self. So use this whole experience of bringing these videos and this information into your life as confirmation that you are being guided, and allow that to fill you with confidence. Okay? And I'm going to shut up now. This has already gone on quite long. I'm going to leave it there and let you enjoy Mike's video, and I'll catch you later. Take care, Randy. Peace.
Hi, Mike Pecor here from Long Island Hypnotherapy, www.liphypnosis.com, and Tai Chi Kung Fu of Long Island, www.taichili.com. In this short video, I'd like to just address the practice or the technique of learning to observe your symptoms or your experiences as they unfold as a remedy to overcoming many different challenges, from panic attacks to phobias, fears of any kind, anxiety itself. This is the approach. Up until now, what you've probably done, or the method you've used to overcome your anxiety, your phobia, your fear, whatever the case may be, is to in some way end it, stop it, push it down, suppress it. What I'm here to say is that's exactly what keeps those things coming back and keeps them becoming stronger and more powerful in your internal experience of being a human being. The idea is to learn to take a perspective that is outside of those symptoms, those experiences, and watch them fully and carefully and patiently in a very accepting, almost loving way. A loving way. It sounds counterintuitive, and it's enough sometimes to make someone stop wanting to listen to what I'm saying, but the truth of the matter is the answer lies in taking a relaxed, calm approach to the symptoms themselves as they manifest, in whatever situation they manifest. So for instance, you're in the car, you're about to go into a tunnel, It provokes a tremendous amount of anxiety. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your heart is racing. You're having thoughts of being trapped. Whatever the case may be, the approach is to allow those symptoms and those thoughts and ideas to simply run their course in your presence as the conscious, intentional observer of those symptoms. In other words, you're almost excited about the fact that you have an opportunity to practice this technique when the symptoms arise. You can't really practice it to the same degree when you're observing pleasure or joy or a sense of comfort within yourself. It's only when there's something that the judging mind deems to be negative or dangerous or scary or fear-invoking that you have a chance to really practice being the conscious observing presence, which is fully aware of the symptoms, of the thoughts, of the feelings, but unaffected by them. You see, every thought and feeling comes and goes. Every experience comes and goes. What is the backdrop that does not change, which is aware of all those changing phenomena? That's you. You are the immaterial presence that is aware of everything else. So if we know that what we are observing, this particular fear, this heart racing, this thought of dying, this fear of throwing up in public, whatever the case may be, we are that which is aware of those thoughts and those feelings and those symptoms as they occur. And we have the power to allow them to be as they are, to continue in their movement, reach a peak, then they diminish, and then they disappear. Yet we are what is aware of that, the birth of those symptoms, the rising intensity, the reaching of the peak, the waning, and then the disappearance of those symptoms, whether it's a thought, a feeling, an idea, a physical sensation. We are that which is watching the whole thing take place, watching the body react to the ideas in the mind, watching the mind produce ideas that are one causing the other. So we are what is steady and silent and still and constant and not located any place, but aware of everything that's happening. And in the practice of observing your symptoms, allowing them to run their course, accepting them the way you would accept anything else, like a hiccup or a cloud passing by, learning this art of acceptance and conscious attention on your symptoms is the method to become free, or to recognize the real state of affairs, which is that you are completely free, and that only a belief in the symptoms, a belief that you must do something about them, a belief that you must suppress, change, get rid of them, that belief that you must, that's the attachment, that's the problem in and of itself. The feelings, the thoughts, the ideas, the images, they come and go. It's the relationship that you have created to those thoughts and feelings, one of judging them, one of thinking they're bad, one of making them scary, one of deciding that they shouldn't be and that they should leave and end and never come back. Those beliefs are what cause the suffering. And if we learn to just observe the totality of our experience in a neutral way, you will see that the mind itself begins to change. It stops producing these formerly scary thoughts and ideas and physical symptoms. If they do produce those symptoms, the mind and body, they're of a shorter duration. They're less intense. They seem further away. Where there used to be a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10 in intensity and fear and unpleasantness, now they're a 2 or a 3. It's counterintuitive, but if you really think about it, everything you've tried consciously has not worked. So this approach, positioning yourself within your experience as the observer of all else, allows you some space and distance to watch all of your symptoms as they come and go. Each time you practice that successfully, you realize that you are not your symptoms, that you are this ever-present awareness within which these things take place, and that they are the temporary, fleeting thing. You are the vastly more powerful, all-encompassing thing, if we can call it a thing, or call you a thing or me a thing. Anyway, Mike Pecor, Long Island Hypnotherapy, www.liphypnosis.com. Tai Chi Kung Fu of Long Island, www.taichili.com.